Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of my Raw Vegan Journey with Anjolie. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all staying home and staying safe, staying healthy. That's the key word, staying healthy. So today I'm going to do a little Q&A for whoever's watching. Now, I've run across a lot of questions. I'm in different groups and stuff, and people ask all kinds of questions. And so I thought it might be a good idea to comprise some of those questions and give some answers and shed a little bit of what I've learned. Again, this is my journey, and this is my experience, and this is what I've learned. So, always, always, always do your research. Never take anyone's word for anything. But pay attention, because there might be something in here that can help you. And if there is, that's great. And if not, well, then somebody else has the information you need. But for today, we're going to go over some of the most frequently asked questions about being vegan fruitarian. Okay, so question number 1 says, I've recently heard that raw veganism is only feasible for people of above average socioeconomic status, above average free time, and have almost no social life. How true is this? Well, that's not really true. If you shop for fruit when it's in season, and usually it's on sale for lower prices, and if you buy organic food that's from the okay, there's 2 lists. There's a Dirty Dozen and a Clean 15. Now, if you buy fruits that are found on the Dirty Dozen, like blueberries and apples and celery and peaches and pears and plums and stuff like that, those have been known to have a lot of pesticides on them. So if you buy those organic, and then the Clean 15 is like oranges and bananas and pineapples and things of that nature that have a thicker skin. It's doable. That's how I do it. I wish I could say I was completely organic, but there are times when I am not. Now, if it's affordable and the price is right, I will buy organic in just about everything. However, there are some things that I will compromise, like oranges and pineapples, avocados, mangoes. I will make the compromises because I'd rather have some food than no food. So, and then again, organic isn't always, you don't always find everything you need from organic. So, don't get anal about it. Anyway, it can be done on roughly $50 to $60 a week. And that's give or take a few dollars. If you know how to look for bargains and you know how to stock up when things are at a low price and you buy in bulk. Now, I always buy my bananas in bulk. Before our current world saga, organic bananas were 39 cents a pound at Aldi and 25 cents a pound for non-organic. Well, now I have some non-organic bananas because they were out of my organic. And I'm just not going to pay 79 cents a pound for bananas. I just won't, unless I absolutely have no other options. So, anyway, it's doable. Even if you're living on food stamps, most single adults get $100, and I think it's like a little under $200 a month, right? $194. So if you budget it right, $50 a week, you can do it. Okay? So, above average free time. Okay. You don't have to have above average free time to eat a fruitarian vegan lifestyle. As a matter of fact, if you're a raw vegan fruitarian, it really frees up a lot of time, because guess what? I can take one bunch of bananas, stick it in my go bag, take off out the door, and I have a ready prepared meal that only took me as long as it took to grab the bunch of bananas, stick them in a bag, and go. What's that? Less than a minute? So prep time, less than a minute. Eat time, well, if you eat properly and you chew your food right, you can knock down a bunch of bananas in an average lunch hour, I'd say. As a matter of fact, I could eat fruit faster than I could eat cooked food, believe it or not. I mean, cooked food is supposed to be easier to chew and stuff like that, but you know what? This girl, I'm missing a few chewing teeth back here, so fruit is definitely easier for me to eat. Okay, have no social life. How true is this? Well, if you have no social life, it's not the fruit's fault. It really seriously is not, because I have learned that I can still have a social life. I can still go out to a restaurant with someone and just be mindful of what I'm choosing to eat, or take something with me, or eat before I go. So in answer to the entire question, how true is that? Not very true at all. Okay. Question number 2. What do raw vegan fruitarians eat? We eat fruit, vegetables, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Is that diet limited in any way? Oh my gosh, no. Think of all the different fruits there are. We never get bored. I mean, you've got bananas, papayas, apples, pears, peaches, plums, pineapples, mangoes, berries, strawberries, blueberries, kiwi fruit, durians, fruits I've never even heard names of, dragon fruit. There's sapote. Of course, a lot of the tropical fruits we can't get over here because they wouldn't make it through the shipping process. They can't pick them too early because then they'll never ripen. And if they pick them when they're just about ripe, well, they'll decompose before they get here. But I'm looking forward to making the journey to try some of these exotic fruits someday. Anyway, succulent vegetables. Now, a fruitarian eats anything that has a seed in it. If it's a succulent vegetable, me personally, I'll eat cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers, zucchini. I eat celery, all kinds of leafy greens, peas, like the sugar peas, sugar snap peas, snow peas, the kind that are edible in the pod. Those are really good. Once in a while I'll eat some carrots, not often because they're kind of starchy and not that great on the digestive system. And the rule of thumb with being a fruitarian is to think back pre-existence of fire, pre-existence of man-made technology, tools, inventions of blenders and stuff like that, grinders. If we go back and we take a journey back to prehistoric times, they wouldn't have had access to what we do today. So they relied on their sniffer to sniff out food that smelled good, that it drew them to it. It made their mouth water. You know, when we're hungry, if we see a big bowl of fruit, our mouths are going to start salivating. It's like, oh my goodness, I gotta have some of that. And so they would reach for stuff that was easy to hold in their hand, easy to open up. You know, now some people have asked if they can eat raw pumpkin. Well, raw pumpkin is starchy, and how, unless you have a very sharp rock or something to break that sucker open, and then you have claws to get it out, it's tough on the inside. But now you take a watermelon or any kind of melon, and if you crack that open, you can scoop it out with your hands because it's so soft, or you can just, munch on it like so. So we probably went for stuff that was easily accessed without the use of tools or electronical gadgets or anything of that nature. And we certainly didn't eat anything that didn't taste good. If it was bitter, we probably didn't taste it. I mean, we probably didn't eat it. We didn't want to taste it because it was bitter. They say medicine is never good, it's always bitter. But medicine should taste good, because our fruits are medicine to our body. They give our body the energy it needs to heal itself. Our food doesn't heal us. We do. So, but that's another question. Next question, number 3. Is eating too much sugar bad for us? Well, both fruits and vegetables are simple sugars. And if we say fruit has too much sugar, we might as well say vegetables have too much sugar. I think what they mean by is too much sugar bad for us is all the added sugars, the processed sugars, the little white granulated stuff that people put in their coffee and tea and soda pop and whatever else they're eating it on their cereal and stuff like that. That sugar, yeah, that's not good. That stuff is poison. Do you hear me? It's poison, because it's been processed and it's been taken out of its natural form. Fruit, on the other hand, has all of these wonderful constituents that keep that sugar in check. It's like it has fiber, it has nutrients, it has vitamins, it has minerals, it has protein, it has fat, and it has everything that we need for it to work properly in our body to give us the nutrients and the energy we need without the danger of overeating. You cannot overeat on fruit and vegetables. This can't be done. When you eat, and I've learned this from experience, when I'm hungry, this fruit tastes so good to me and I just gobble it down. And when my belly says it's full, it's like I no longer have a taste for it. It's like, I'm done. So, is too much sugar bad for us? Not if it's the right kind. Okay. 4. Can a vegan fruit diet cure me of disease? Now, I almost covered that a minute ago. Can a vegan fruitarian diet cure me of disease? Nothing can cure you of a disease. Your body is what cures you and repairs things. Giving it the right fuel allows your body to do its most innate task, and that is to repair, mend, and regenerate. Our bodies are designed to last infinitely, honestly, and if we were able to give them the proper fuel, I believe we could live for an infinite amount of time. The only reason people die is because they're not getting the right fuel in their body, the right nutrients, the right amount of oxygen, the right hydration. And I mean, if you think about it, for those of you who are involved in religious structures or spiritual minded, have studied the Bible, if you think about it, the oldest person that they talked about in the Bible was 969 years old. Wow, They must have been doing something right to keep regenerating their bodies properly. So think about that. We could live a long, 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 long time if we were to take care of our bodies and take care of the earth that provides us the fuel. But that's not happening at this moment because there are too many people out there trying to feed the mass population, and they're altering and genetically modifying our foods and poisoning the very ground that's supposed to sustain us. But I want you to think about that. We heal ourselves. Our bodies are quite well equipped to heal on their own, given the right environment. Number 5, how do vegans or fruitarians get their vitamin B12? Interesting question, don't you think? Well, some take supplements, and it's a known fact that bacteria creates vitamin B12. Animals don't make it. We don't make it. We get it from animals if we eat them. That's not good. B12 is created by bacteria. And where do the animals get their B12? From the food they eat, straight from the earth. When animals eat grass and stuff that's growing out of the ground, they're eating dirt along with that. And then inside of that dirt is bacteria that does a process and creates B12. So if we could get our planet back to where it was back in the Garden of Eden days when everything was nice and clean, and if we start eating a natural diet, that means getting away from meats and milks and cheeses and junk food, processed food, canned food, boxed foods. I think that we could get our B12 without having to take a supplement, honestly. I eat straight out of my garden, and I'm still sitting here talking to you. Gotta love it. And my B12 is good. I don't take a supplement. So I'm doing well on B12. Okay, so number 6. Yes, I took notes so I can remember and cover everything. How can I stay warm eating only raw fruits and vegetables in the winter? Oh, a lot of people ask that question. And there's so many different answers. And it's different for everybody, really. But for me, I find that you need to get enough calories. Now, when I first went vegan, not fruitarian, when I first went vegan, 5, 6, 7 years ago? 7 years ago, I think it was. Maybe longer. But when I first went vegan, I wasn't getting enough calories, and I dropped the pounds. I lost 120 pounds in a year and a half. That was 10 pounds a month. I wasn't getting enough calories. And so what happened is when I learned how to eat properly on a vegan diet, I started gaining the weight back, and then I started eating junk again. But that's another story for another time. So we want to keep this video minimum. But the point is you need to eat enough calories. And on top of that, you want to make sure you're eating dense fruits like bananas and papayas and oranges and pineapples. Think about all the fruits that are available during the winter time. Those are winter survival fruits for us. But I know I keep saying a lot, don't I? I promise I'll work on that. So, turn up the heat. Put on more clothes. Get more active. Some of us come from a very sedentary lifestyle. If you work at a computer all day long, or if you're at a desk all day long, or you're driving all day long, then yeah, you can get a little chilly, so you might need to bulk up on your clothing. I wear socks. In the summertime, I don't, but in the wintertime, I always have a pair of socks on my feet. And if my feet are warm, I'm warm. Now, the funny thing is, though, since I've gone completely fruitarian, I find that I'm warmer than most people who eat meat for their protein source. It's funny, but and I'm not a real active person. I'm moderately active. Now, I have taken up exercising first thing in the morning, every morning before breakfast. And I get up several times throughout the day. I play with my cat, and that keeps me, he makes sure I get up and move. So, those are just some of the things you can do to stay warm in the wintertime if you're a northern bird like me. Okay, number 7. Does food. I have a call coming in, excuse me. Okay, number 7. Does food combining really work? People have been doing things like a protein with a starch forever, like rice and beans, spaghetti and meatballs, sushi, PB&J sandwiches. If that's so bad for us, I think we would know by now, wouldn't we? Let's analyze that. How many people who are eating a standard American diet do you know that are completely symptom-free, that are not complaining about aches and pains, that haven't been to the doctor for this, that, and the other, who aren't suffering from indigestion, bloating, gas? How many people do you know when they fart, it don't stink? Good question, huh? Okay. Yep, for sure. People have gotten used to these combinations. But if you avoid these unhealthy combinations for some time, you will start to feel more vigorous. You'll start to feel more energy. You'll experience clarity. Brain fog goes away. But if you suddenly eat that stuff again, like beans and rice and potatoes and corn and all that good stuff, you might be in for a big surprise. You could be in some big trouble. This could be detrimental to your digestive system. I mean, I've been vegan and now I'm fruitarian. Even when I was eating vegan and I was eating cooked foods, my gas did not smell good. There were nights that I did not want to sleep in my own bed with myself. But when I went all fruitarian and I paid attention to the food combining rules, do you know what my bowel movements and my gas smells like now? It smells just like the food that I ate. I know when when papaya has gone through my system and exited it, I smell it just like it went in. I can tell the difference. And I'm telling you, I could probably fart all day in public and nobody would be the wiser because they don't smell. It smells like fruit. It's just how it is. That's what's supposed to be natural. If you're having smelly poo, then I would suggest you examine your diet. Okay? I know that's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about. It's embarrassing, but why? It's natural. It's part of who we are. I mean, everybody takes a dump. Everybody goes to pee. It's a natural human process. It should be as easy to talk about as anything else. Okay. Let's move on to question number 8. Why do melons make me bloat or upset my digestive system? Well, melons are one of the easiest foods to digest, and they digest the quickest. So they go through your body really super quick. And if you eat them after you've eaten a meal of something else, that's where the problem arises. That's when the bloating begins. That's when indigestion begins. That's when you're getting gassy and your stomach might be bothering you. But here is the rule of food combining. Eat melons alone or leave them alone. Melons are best eaten first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, or if you haven't eaten all day, on an empty stomach. If your tummy is growling and signaling you that it's hungry, you can eat a melon. But eat it first before you eat anything else. And typically, you should make a meal out of the melon. My breakfast, a lot of times, if it's not a full papaya, it is a whole melon. I'll eat a whole not a watermelon. I can't eat a whole watermelon in one sitting. That would take a few hours for me to get through that because it's just so full of water. But I can eat a cantaloupe for breakfast. I can eat a whole papaya. I could probably eat 2 papayas, the medium ones. But, I eat a whole honeydew, almost a whole honeydew because they're a little bit bigger. So make that your meal. And you'll avoid the stomach and digestive issues. Okay, number 9. My video's getting long. I'm going to stop the video to make an easier upload, and then I'll do part 2 next. See you in a minute.